Hello and welcome to this HTML tutorial. In this video, we will cover the basics of HTML, including how to save an HTML document, the use of heading, paragraph, line break and formatting elements, creating lists and tables, and creating forms. We will also introduce the concept of CSS and the div tag. HTML is a vast language and there are always new things to learn, but I can give you a general overview of the core concepts that are commonly covered in the beginner and intermediate level HTML. Basic structure of HTML document, including the doc type declaration, HTML head and body tags, basic text formatting tags such as heading, paragraphs, line breaks, hyperlinks and anchor tags, images and image tabs, list and list tags, table and table tags, form and form tags, and HTML elements such as header, footer, section, article, and nav, audio and video tags, meta tags, and their role in SEO and web page optimization. In addition to these core concepts, there are many other HTML elements and attributes that you can learn, such as iframe, Canva, SVG, and more. It's also important to keep in mind that HTML is often used in conjunction with CSS and JavaScript, which can enhance the design and functionality of web pages even further. Of basic HTML tags. The heading tag is used to define heading on a web page, with H1 being the largest and most important heading and H6 being the smallest. The paragraph tag is used to define paragraph, and the line break tag is used to create line breaks with a paragraph, that is BR. HTML also offers a variety of formatting elements such as bold, italic, and underline. This can be used to add emphasis to certain words or phrases on your web page. Moving on to lists and tables, HTML offers several tags for creating these elements. The unordered list tag is used to create bullet point list, while the ordered list tag is used to create a numbered list. Tables are created using the table tag with rows defined by the tr tag and cells defined by the td tag. HTML also offers the ability to create forms, which allows user to input information and submit it to a server. Form elements include text boxes, radio buttons, check boxes, and drop down menus. Finally, we will briefly introduce CSS and the div tag. CSS is used to style and format HTML elements and is typically used to control the visual appearance of a web page. The div tag is used to group HTML elements together and is often used as a container for other elements that are being styled with CSS. That's it for this HTML tutorial. We can see the practical explanation right now. Let's dive into the topic. First, let's discuss how to save an HTML document. To do this, simply open a text editor such as Notepad. I am using Notepad++ here. You can also use Visual Studio Code or Sublime Text. So Notepad++ is very comfortable for beginners. Write your HTML code and then save the file with the extension .html. This will ensure that the file is saved in the correct format and can be opened by a web browser. Now let's move on to the of basic HTML tags. The heading tag is used to define heading on a web page, with H1 being the largest and most important heading and H6 being the smallest. The paragraph tag is used to define paragraph, and the line break tag is used to create line breaks with a paragraph, that is BR. HTML also offers a variety of formatting elements such as bold, italic, and underline. This can be used to add emphasis to certain words or phrases on your web page. Moving on to lists and tables, HTML offers several tags for creating these elements. The unordered list tag is used to create bullet point list, while the ordered list tag is used to create a numbered list. Tables are created using the table tag with rows defined by the tr tag and cells defined by the td tag. HTML also offers the ability to create forms which allows user to input information and submit it to a server. Form elements include text boxes, radio buttons, check boxes, and drop down menus. Finally, we will briefly introduce CSS and the div tag. CSS is used to style and format HTML elements and is typically used to control the visual appearance of a web page. The div tag is used to group HTML elements together and is often used as a container for other elements that are being styled with CSS. That's it for this HTML tutorial. We can see the practical explanation right now. A brief explanation of each of the HTML concepts. The basic structure of HTML document. The doc type HTML declaration tells the browser that this is an HTML5 document. The HTML element is the root element of the document and contains the head and body sections. The head section contains metadata about the document such as page title, while the body section contains the visible content of the page. So basic text formatting tags are H1 to H6, P and BR tags. These tags are used to format text in HTML. The H1 tag is used to create a top level heading, while the P tag is used to create paragraph and the BR tag creates a line break. H1 tag is bigger in size, that is text is bigger in size, but it is a heading, while the H2, H3, the text will be smaller according to the value. Hyperlinks and anchor tags. These tags is used to create hyperlinks in HTML. The href attribute specifies the URL of the page that the link should point to. So we have mentioned the link here. Images and image tab. Images. We can add images in website through this image tag. This tag is used to display image in HTML. The src attribute specify the URL of the image file, while the alt attribute provides alternate text for the image, which is used by the screen readers and search engine. So for pointing the images URL, if you have the image in the folder uh, of HTML file, right now you have created one HTML file and you are doing the process, right? So if in that folder itself the image is there means, so you can just add the image name. But if you want to add some other location, that is you have in another drive in or else another folder, you have to specifically add the location, and it should be accurate and correct, or else image will not load properly. So note down that. List and list tags. So these tags are used to create unordered ordered list in HTML. The UL tag is used for unordered list, while the OL tag is used for ordered list. The LI tag is used to create individual list items. So we have audio and video tags also. The audio and video tags are used to embed audio and video content into an HTML document. Here's a brief overview of each tag. The audio tag. The audio tag is used to embed audio content into an HTML document. You can use the audio tag to embed audio files such as MP3, WAV or OGG files, and you can also specify additional attributes such as controls, which adds play, pause, stop buttons. Autoplay, which starts playing the audio automatically when the page loads, and loop, which makes the audio file repeat continuously. Here's an example for that. The video tag. Video tag is used to embed video content into an HTML document. You can use the video tag to embed video files such as MP4, WebM or OGG files, and you can also specify additional attributes such as controls, autoplay, loop width and height, which sets the size of the video player on the page. So we can see this example. It's important to note that not all the browsers support all audio and video file format, so it's good idea to provide multiple file formats such as source element to ensure that your content can be played as many users as possible. HTML element that is used to create tables on your web page. Tables are commonly used to display data in a tabular format such as list of products, a schedule of events or comparison chart. Here's an example for simple table. In this example, the table element is used to create table with 3 columns and 2 rows. The first row contains the table headers which are bolded and centered by default. The second and third rows contains table data which are aligned left by default. You can customize the appearance of the table using CSS, which allows you to change the border, background, padding and other properties of the table and its elements. It's important to note that the table tag should be used for displaying tabular data only, not for creating layouts. For creating layouts, you should use CSS and HTML elements such as div, section and article. In addition to the basic structure shown above, the table tag supports many other attributes and elements that allow you to add more advanced features such as call span, row span, captions and more. It's generally recommended to keep your table simple and easy to read for the best user experience. Also, example code for table that uses cell padding, cell spacing, call span and row span attributes. Cell, cell spacing, the attribute set the space between the cell in the table. Cell padding, this attribute set the padding within each cell in the table. Call span, this attribute specify how many columns a cell should span. And row span, this also specifies how many rows a cell should span. Okay, so here I have mentioned some values for this. 2 or 3, any of the values you can mention for span. Okay, so these attributes can be used to create more complex table layout and designs, but it's important to use them sparingly and only when necessary. Simple tables are usually easier to read and navigate, so try to keep your table as simple as possible for the best user experience as said before.